Drawing faces. Okay, so it's not just faces, it's hair. Oh, don't spill. Okay, so you have your face. I'm going to make them a little bigger than normal. Once you have your face, remember your dimensions. And doing it big is just so that you get used to the placement. Your eyes are used to it. It's not necessarily because that's all you're going to be doing. By the time you're done painting and everything, it will look pretty. But we're not after the face right now. It's hair. Remember this first line for brow. Remember the second line for hairline. So it depends on the hairline. There are different kinds of hairlines. There's the one that sits like this. Do you understand? And there's the one that sits like widow's peak. This is my favorite because you can use it to do different kinds of one. Don't ever draw somebody that does not have hairline. Remember, our models are supposed to be perfect. But basically, when you're drawing hair, here to here is the head. Hair comes up a little bit here. So for example, we're going to do updo. You're drawing lines. Can you see how I'm moving it up? And I'm curving it. When I come to the center, it's straight. Then I'm coming to the side, much like how you do lashes. Your hair is somewhere here. You do the same thing, coming down. Do you understand? Can you see how it's beginning to look like hair? This is what you'll be doing with markers and, fine liners and color pencil to give it depth and definition. It's going to be like a bun or donut on the head. Now this is packed up. So you're doing the same thing in the center here. You come, notice the movement of my pencils. Then from the top, the same thing. You're curving, you're making these hair stroke lines in certain directions. Do you understand? So it's like a circle. Let's say this is this hairstyle, donut from the top view. And then basically, this is what it looks like. So you're drawing, and then from the edges, hair is never straight. If you look at somebody who packs their hair, you never see it straight up like this. Do you understand? And it's never flat. By the time you do it in curves, here is straight, here is this way, here is this way. By the time you do it like that, you're giving it like a definition, and a shape. From the top, the same thing, center straight, and you're coming down. Remember I told you about these lines. Same thing happens when you're doing, let's say, long hair. Any hair you're doing, keep that in mind. It's not completely straight lines. This is supposed to be like 3D when you're done. Let's say it's side parting. This is where your side parting is going to be. The general shape of the hair is like this. Remember, it's not exactly on the skull. Let's get rid of this in here. And this is coming here, right? Like this, it looks absolutely flat. But you see this line? Your lines are not straight. You're creating that lift or bump, I don't know what to call it. So it looks like it's kind of raised. Regular hair, if you see wigs and weave on, you'll see that bump there, just at the edge. And then here as well. This is basically like hair strokes. and then a little here. Now this space, depending on where your light is coming from, whichever way your light is coming from, there's more light on this side than this side. This space is like reflection. It's like a highlight. Same thing here. For example, look at our hair here. You can see light shining here, but not much here. You can see this part of our hair it's not flat. So it's the same thing that happens when you're drawing hair. Do you understand? If this hair is falling like this place here is going to be dark. Look behind her ear. It's literally black. You can hardly see strands. So in here will be dark. Behind the ear, behind the shoulder is dark. Because light is not getting in there at all. You can see the reflection of light here and here. It applies to every hairstyle. Any and every hairstyle. Say you're doing short hairstyle. All those short wigs, because right now not many people do regular weave on. Can you see how it's giving it a shape, a 3D shape with it's just pencil. Imagine if you're now applying it with colors and so on and so forth. Like this. You can see it's looking real, applying it with pencils and the rest of them. Let's say, for example, okay, now, fringe. All of it is the same thing. It's going to be from here. You're applying this. So, the edge. But it's also coming from here. Do you understand? Remember, you're dealing with the shape first. Do you understand? You can now. You don't have to wait till you grow up. Let's say you're doing wavy hair. Now, I don't like doing wavy hair because you have to apply all these things to it. You have hair that is wavy like that. It's a shape. Hair has a shape. It's never just flat. Wherever is raised, right, light will hit that point. Wherever is lower. Do you understand? It's going to be dark. So definitely if you are doing waves, now you come to this edge, you have to take the time to put it. Because this is raised up to the light. This is why you hardly see me do wavy hair. I'm lazy. So this side is flat. It's going to curve in. So you're doing, it's darker. This side comes out. Exactly. You can do strands across, but it's lighter. Do you understand? So no matter, like, you see all those wavy hairs and all of that one, if you look at them, let's say it's here that is happening. You see all this. You've seen these kinds of hair, right? Every single wave is taken care of. Every single one. You must do it. And it's a lot of work. That's why me, personally, I don't like it. Another one I get asked about often is like braids. Yeah. The same thing applies. You have your hairline. And like I said, this is my favorite hairline, the widow's peak. It's still the same thing. The center is straight. this, the edges are curved. Depends, this is going to be braided backward. If it's braided forward, you bring it that way. So what I do is this. I just do lines, depending on the style you're trying to do. If it's thinner, you're doing thinner lines together. And I thicken it. And I bring it up on the edge of the head. Do you understand? So these cornrows are not so tight and small. Do you understand? You have the neck here. Let's say it's braids, all back or that kind of thing. You bring them down thickly, in thick lines. It's obvious that it's braids. You see? If it's thinner ones, you make the lines thinner, but the important thing is that the edge of the head, it comes up. It comes off the edge of the head. Remember the hair, this is the head. This is the head. Hair will come off a little bit from there. So the same thing applies if you're doing braids. You're coming off just a little bit and making them thick. If you want to do this kind of hair and then like a normal plait, although I don't, this is what I do. Do you understand? But then again, remember, you have to take care of these little hair strands, playing with light. Do you understand? You have to do each one of them. I don't know if this is clear, but you understand. Okay, let me do it properly on hair, a head.
I mean, is that the hairband?
Yes, that's the hairband. Let's say center parting, and then it's pigtails, for example. You're still doing the same thing. Do you understand what I did there? Let's say it's from here. There's different ways to do braids. Some people would actually do the shape out and then start doing this like zigzag down to the edge and then start working the curves. Whichever way you can, just remember this is a lot of light and dark. I don't like this method, but it's a lot of light and dark that you're working with. Then you come here, of course. Do you understand? It's drawing, so it's not supposed to be absolutely perfect unless you want to become an artist. For now, you're an illustrator and your concern is clothes, primarily. So that's almost basically it. Afro hair.
Yes, afro.
And what?
Like just have like a hair.
Tiny braids. It's the same thing that applies to regular hair. The only difference is that your strokes are a lot more deliberate. So afro hair, again, it takes time to do. You get the general shape of the hair. I don't like doing full on afro. I always like doing maybe like stylized afro. So I'll do like small braids by the side and then do that. All you're going to be doing is tiny spring stuff from inside. Because I do digital, afro is easy. But on paper, take your time and put those tiny curls because that's what
South African hair is without the art.
Exactly. Just put the tiny details inside like that. People do carry their hair like this, do their hair like this. So, but you take the time and do it. Yeah? There's the color version of this, Sha. When we start doing dressing proper, when we start coloring and dressing, I will do this again, and you'll see the coloring and how it's just easy to get it. So with this, you know exactly.
Where did you put here?
Like braid
Okay.
by the side. Like I said, I don't like doing full on afro. I like doing it a bit stylized because that's basically how I carry my own hair. If you want to add maybe those other types that are longer, curly hair, really curly hair, all you do is make your springs bigger. And remember that there's a direction. Hair grows from a direction to a direction. Do you understand? Even if it's curly. If it's curly short, it's growing up.
Okay.
If it's curly long, it's coming down. Do you understand? Yeah. Whether it's thick or thin. Do you understand? So that's basically it on hairs. So now you have everything to work out what you need. Now by the time you're done with all of this, you can see how the face begins to make sense. Remember, don't be too heavy-handed with the detailing on the face. The eyes are big. I always reduce it with the lashes, with the eyeliner and lashes. Do you understand? If it's how kind of hair, you're doing basically this, but you're making it's still going to have light. It's still going to have light no matter what. At the end of like what I have on my own hair, I will do that and then do that at the edge. So it becomes obvious that even though it's long like that, it's braids according to African, because hardly would you see somebody with straight hair and then suddenly curly at the end. So that's basically it.